Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Josh Keatley, and this is so hard to talk about. I made about 5 different videos now and scrapped the whole thing and just started over. It's so hard to get my words out about what I want to talk about. One thing I want to talk about is just some of my life goals. Right after high school, I joined the military, went to the army, and when I got out of the military, I had these goals of being my own boss, working at home, running my own business, and I tried a couple different ventures. I tried doing eBay, I tried online poker, I did a little bit of stock market. It was just a game, but I had big plans. I studied stock market stuff. I really wanted to do stock market, but it takes money to make money. None of that stuff worked out. That's when eventually I got into video gaming really big. I got into video game at first, to stay out of trouble. That's one of the reasons I joined the military. All my friends were getting in trouble left and right. We're in jail, probation, and I was one of the lucky ones that didn't get in trouble. Plenty of times I should have. And when I got out of the military, it was the same way. I was starting to fall back into my old habits of drinking and getting in fights. And video games was just kind of my way to stay out of trouble. My friends would go to the bars. I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna stay home, save my money, just play video games all night. I always loved playing video games ever since I was a little boy, playing Super Mario Brothers on the regular Nintendo. But it wasn't until I was in my mid-20s that I really became a gamer. I really played the shit out of Call of Duty. I love zombies. I love playing multiplayer. It was about 4 years ago that I really got serious. It was about 4 years ago when I was on unemployment for about 8 months. I was playing Modern Warfare 3 every single day like it was my job. And I was telling my friend I played with every single day, I was telling him, as good as we are, as much as we play Call of Duty, we should be getting paid to do this. And that same year, I started up a clan called the POW Clan. I made my very first ever YouTube video for the POW Clan, and I already had my own YouTube channel going as well. I had my army videos, I was uploading Call of Duty clips, but it wasn't until October 22nd, 2012, almost 4 years ago, that I made my very first commentary over some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplay, and that was the beginning of my YouTube. Now, I don't think that I did YouTube, just for the money, because that's not the case at all. Playing Call of Duty, playing video games is something I was really passionate about. And if I could make a living, a career off of doing something that I loved, making money, playing video games, that's everybody's dream. Not everybody's dream, but a lot of people have that dream. How nice would it be to get paid to play video games? So this is a dream of mine that I've been chasing for a really long time. Over 4 years ago, I had this thought in my head, and eventually within a year after I made my first commentary, it was already happening. My first paycheck, I got more than $100, more than $300. I really can't talk about how much money I make or how much money I made, but getting that first paycheck for playing video games, for doing commentaries, was so exciting. In the last 4 years, I put out more than 700 videos on YouTube. I've been working so hard over the last 4 years, just trying to make that reality come true of making a living playing video games, doing YouTube. And I've been so close. The YouTube money goes up and down all the time. Some months it's extremely good, and then some months it drops way down. And sometimes when I was way up there in money, I was like, man, if I could just push a couple hundred more dollars, so close to being at that level of making a living doing YouTube. It's something I've been chasing for so long, for 4 years now. In this 4 years, I haven't worked a job. I did work a little job, while I was still doing YouTube at KFC. That was my worst job ever. They didn't pay me for an entire week, 40 plus hours. It was just a terrible job. So that didn't last long. That was my last job I ever worked over 4 years ago. It was just really hard for me to get a job not having license. I lost my license due to not paying insurance. Like, I forgot what month I was supposed to renew it, for another 6 months of insurance. And it automatically kicked in the system that I didn't have insurance after my 6 months expired without me paying attention, without me realizing. So it's just really hard for me to get a job. The last 4 years, I've been living with my family and friends. They kind of been supporting me. So definitely, big thanks to, my family, my friends that have supported me. But it's kind of unfair to them, like, why should they support me? I've had this goal for so long. You know, if I can just push a couple more months a little bit harder, I'll be in this new level where I can make enough money to get out there and live on my own. And I did for a while. I moved all the way to Florida. I lived with my friend, and then, you know, I lived with a roommate, was making enough money, you know, to pay rent, pay on electric, everything. I was living on my own for a while. And then, like I said, YouTube money is up and down, you know, do really good a couple months, and then views drop, or for some reason the ad money drops. Sometimes it's completely out of your control. You know, you gotta think of how many people use ad blocker, you know, how many mobile app views there are. A lot of times they don't even get ads. So there's a lot of variables. You know, it's never dependable. It was always up and down. You know, one month it would be extremely amazing. You know, another 2 or 3 months later it would just start dropping. And I remember, you know, when it got too low where I had to move back home from Florida, and, you know, I feel like such a failure, you know, moving back into my mom's house, you know, 20 some years old. Now, I was that video gamer, you know, playing in my mom's basement, although my mom didn't have a basement, you know, playing in her living room, you know, sleeping on the couch. That was me. But, you know, I just had this thought that, you know, if I could push really hard, you know, I already said this, but it's just something I was holding on to for so long because I didn't want to give up YouTube. And part of me really didn't, you know, want to find a job because I wanted to put everything I could into YouTube. It takes so much time, so much effort to make videos. And I feel like if I had a job, I can't put in that much time, that much effort. But, you know, it's time for me to wake up and face the facts. I'm not completely giving up on YouTube, not by any means, but I am taking a break. You know, it's time to face reality, realize I have to do something with my life here, and I'm kind of forced to. You know, I really don't have a place to live right now. You know, last month after I got kicked out of my place, you know, I just been sleeping on couch to couch, you know, at friends and family. And I remember my mom's boyfriend saying, well, why don't you go live with one of your friends? I looked at him, I told him, because I don't have no friends, you know, and I just spent so much time doing YouTube that, you know, just staying inside playing video games, I kind of got away from all my friends. You know, I never really got out in the world. You know, I wasn't working anywhere. I wasn't going to my friend's house. I was just, all my friends were online in this virtual reality world, you know. And, you know, I may have 75,000 subscribers on YouTube, 15 million views. You know, fans might go crazy, you know, when I play with them, when they finally talk to me. But, you know, in the real world, things are different, you know. And sometimes you gotta separate yourself from the virtual reality world and into the real world. You know, it is really time for me to get into the real world and start living my life. Like I said, I'm not giving up on YouTube, not by any means, but I am homeless right now. I'm staying in a hotel for a week, and then I called up the homeless veterans number, and they're actually going to put me in a homeless shelter for a little while, and then they're going to help me get housing. I don't know how long it's going to take until I get housing and stuff. I'm probably going to be in the homeless shelter for a while, so I'm kind of forced to, you know, take a break from YouTube. I really have no choice in the matter. I mean, I would love to just keep going, you know, but this is what needs to be done. You know, I really do need to get back out there in the real world, and you know, thank you everybody that has supported me, family, friends, all my subscribers. I really love you guys. I want to thank you so much for watching this video and for supporting me, and you have a great day today.